Is time really on our side?
Get that stuff out of here! It's Southwest Bias!
Welcome into another edition of Southwest Bias, brought to you by our friends at the Husband and Wife Law Team. If you've had a serious injury, call the Husband and Wife Law Team first at 602-783-8841 or visit their website at thehusbandandwifelawteam.com and tell them PHNX sent you. And we are live from Studio K. Got the point right. Brought to you by our friends at Circle K. Become a member of the Inner Circle today by downloading the Circle K app for free. It is just that easy. It's my birthday yesterday. Turned 42. And been thinking a lot about time because as we're young, we think time's infinite. We've got so much of it. There's just, hours upon hours and days upon days and years upon years to do things and accomplish it. But as you get older, you start to realize how much of a scarce commodity it is, and one that never stops becoming more and more scarce. No, I'm not thinking about my own mortality at 42. That's not the point of it. But you start to look at things and decide what is best for my time, what is best for me to do, what is the things that are most important, and what do I want to accomplish. And watching the Cardinals game while thinking about all this, right? And yeah, sure. Did it make me wonder, why are we fans of this team? Why do we spend 3 hours on our Sundays on it? Yeah, a little bit. But then I remember I do it because it reminds me of, when I was a kid and watching games with my dad, and now I get to do that with my kid a little bit as well. But time shouldn't be infinite for a coaching staff that can't get the job done. Time should be a scarce commodity for a coaching staff that managed to miss the playoffs the earliest the Cardinals have done it since 1986. That's right. That was the earliest the Cardinals have ever missed the playoffs since they've been in Arizona. And we know how bad seasons have been here. We know how bad this franchise has been over their time here in Phoenix. How few trips to the playoffs and winning seasons we've seen. So to manage to miss the playoffs by this point and do it in, almost 40 years, setting a new record. We've done this multiple times, negative records this team set. Pretty freaking disappointing. Jonathan Gannon is 3-9 this year. Jonathan Gannon is 15-31 overall. Jonathan Gannon keeps defending the play calling. Jonathan Gannon keeps making excuses for why this team hasn't won. They've been close. Close doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Not in a season that you were supposed to be truly competitive. Close shouldn't matter at all at this point. It is time to be considering what the future of this franchise is, and if Jonathan Gannon can lead you there. I forget who tweeted it, but I saw a thing about how the last three coaches, one had a Super Bowl run. It's Ken Wisenhunt. Bruce Arians made it to the NFC Championship game. Cliff Kingsbury won 11 games and made the playoffs. And Jonathan Gannon has never been over 500. Jonathan Gannon has now missed the playoffs the fastest an Arizona Cardinals team has ever missed the playoffs. But every report suggests he's safe. So what changes is he going to fundamentally make moving into next year? Can Monty Ossenfort find a way to get a quarterback in here and get a offensive coordinator that knows what they're doing? Because that's the bare minimum, is a new quarterback and a new offensive coordinator, I think, to make fans feel a little bit better. RM, you're right. Steve Wilkes didn't make the playoffs either. I forgot that one year. Please forgive me. I think we've all attempted to forget that one year as well, and the name of Josh Rosen also. But bare minimum, you've got to be looking for the quarterback of the future. You've got to be looking for a new offensive coordinator, and I'm starting to wonder why there is as much faith in the 42-year-old Jonathan Gannon as there seems to be. Is the culture really different? Because losing close games doesn't mean the culture's good. In fact, in some ways, you got to wonder if it isn't. Because good cultures find a way to win. Good coaches find a way to win. They have not found a way to win. Now, people want to point and go, well, Jacoby Brissett didn't fix the issues. Jacoby Brissett's been, at least passing yards per game, one of the best quarterbacks since he started starting games, in this season. I don't think this is a Jacoby Brissett problem. Is your answer your long-term? No. No, he's not your answer long-term. 100% not your answer long-term. But he's certainly Mr. Right now. Not Mr. Right. That's fine. You got to feel for Marvin Harrison Jr., who has appendicitis, then hurts his heel, it appears, went out there and tried to tough it out, which I don't know why the coaches let him do that, because that just seems like a good way to get him further injured and more seriously injured in a season that you're 3-9. This is bad. Let's just say it like that. And the path forward is not clear. The path forward is as murky as you could think. But I will say this. Go look at the Bears. They were laughing stock last year. They couldn't win close games last year. And now they're the number one seed in the NFC. It's possible, but you know what they did? Wholesale changes. And I'm not sure that's coming here to the Cardinals. Changes on the margins. But can you really make it work? Because as I was thinking about yesterday, time isn't infinite. Maybe it is for an NFL franchise as a whole, but it shouldn't be. It should be a scarce commodity. And you should treat it that way if you're a franchise as well, because while you may last through this, maybe your fan base won't. Maybe they'll get fed up. And it certainly shouldn't be infinite for Jonathan Gannon, because 15-31 and no winning seasons isn't getting it done. And you probably should consider, can he get it done in the future? But maybe that's just my Southwest bias. We welcome in the mustache behind the Mac, Shane Diefenbach. Shane, how are you?
Still recovering from Thanksgiving.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanksgiving, a birthday. I'm in a food coma. I've eaten a lot of meat over the last 4 days.
Settle.
I got big steak, turkey,
What was your favorite side dish this year?
Oh, green bean casserole? No, I'm just kidding. No, the mashed potatoes my wife made.
Nice.
Spectacular. Her stuffing was really good, too. Mm-hmm. I'm not a turkey guy, so the turkey sucked, but that's not anybody's fault.
Nobody's a turkey guy.
I don't think anybody is. I think this whole holiday was created by Big Turkey, just to move that meat that nobody wants to eat.
Mm-hmm. When we start hosting Thanksgivings, we'll make a turkey, but brisket also is involved, or some other alternative is involved, because turkey is so mid.
It is. It is unbelievably mid. The only thing worse than turkey eating it is looking at it. That is one ugly bird as well. So yeah, hello. I'm not going to read that comment, but stay clean in the chat.
Settle, everybody.
Settle down there, Iago. All right. Deborah in there in the chat saying the fan base is not happy, but it is other teams that sell tickets at the stadium. Shane, I mean, at what point as a fan base do you have to get beyond frustrated with what's going on? I mean, 3-9 is abysmal, but the fact that they missed the playoffs the earliest they ever have in the Valley screams impressive in a really bad way.
Yeah, it's a culmination of a lot of things. The NFL this year is really weird. What stinks is how wide open it is as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's why this year hurts even more. Is there doesn't feel like there's a team that is a shoo-in for the Super Bowl at all. The top of the NFC, you know who's the number 1 seed if the playoffs were today?
The Bears.
The Chicago freaking Bears.
A team that was abysmal last year.
You telling me you should be scared of them? Hell no. The Rams you thought they were impenetrable. Bryce Young just beat them. Like the Seahawks, they have Sam Darnold. There's no dominant team in the NFL this year, and that's just the NFC. The AFC is an utter crapshoot. Like the fact that this year is, it's been every year for the past however long, but this year is the year that they really decided to shit their pants. It's bad timing.
But I mean, how is Jonathan Gannon safe by all accounts? I mean, is it hiding behind the injuries?
Genuinely, when the Cowboys game was put on the schedule, I was convinced that if they didn't win that game, he would be fired. And then things got worse after that. So I don't know, man. It's confusing, but I also understand it because the culture does seem good there. But then they keep losing. And that's the only thing that matters is winning games. So, look, he's going to have the first 6 games next year probably. If they don't look good, it's probably over. But I'm still shocked that he's employed. And look, I think he can be a good coach. He just hasn't been.
You got Nosferatu, Drew Petzing, that apparently will not go away. Like Jonathan Gannon defending him to the death, is what it seems like as well, and that's been weird to me as well. Just I have no problem with the play calling, which you know what? I guess it's gotten better because they're passing more because they don't have running backs at this point, but somebody's got to be the scapegoat. If it's not going to be Jonathan Gannon, you know it's going to be Petzing, and I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner rather than later. I feel like we've had the same conversation on that, but it blows my mind every week. Every week, it's a new ridiculous stat that we're hearing about how bad this team is, and everybody seems to just plugging along. Oh, well, this team practices just as hard on Wednesdays as it ever has and is always dedicated to trying to win. At what point do you actually do it?
Yeah, 100%. Need results.
No more platitudes. By the way, you can stay off screen for this. How about them Sun Devils, huh? Yep. Yeah, that's right. They were kind of like a clown car against the Wildcats on Friday. No, they rough season having to play Jeff Sims without Sam Levitt. I thought for sure that you're going to see BYU lose and just rub that salt in the wound.
Yeah, I was convinced as well.
So I'm glad that didn't happen.
You saw what happened at the start of the game, right?
Yeah.
UCF was up 14-0.
Yep.
Yeah, I was convinced.
Yep, I thought, well, this is going to hurt even more for the ASU faithful. And yeah, stop worrying about Kenny Dillingham, everybody. He's not Lane Kiffin. There's very few Lane Kiffins out there.
There's only one.
And
there's only one Lane Kiffin.
Did you see Ole Miss put his clothes out on the street?
Good.
They're just like, get the hell out.
It's the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in any sport, and I'm not exaggerating. Your team has a shot to win the national championship, and you leave.
Well, but then he blames the university. Well, they wouldn't let me. Sure. Then don't take the other job. Build something. Anyways, that's not Arizona. I just don't worry about Kenny. It'll be all right. On the other side of the break, Bo Brack will be joining us to try to make some sense of what's going on and try to tell us what we should be looking at the remainder of the Cardinal season to stay sane. That's coming up right after the break. The husband and wife law team, we were talking about time not being infinite. Well, if you were in a serious accident or you've been injured, you don't have time to mess around with lawyers that can't get the job done. You need to do the research and find the right lawyer at the right time. I can tell you from personal experience, it is not good when you find a lawyer that does not care about your best interests and rather just cares about their bottom line. The husband and wife law team, Mark and Alexis Breyer, have been in Arizona for years, and they care about making sure that you get the best outcome and not how much money their firm makes, and that is extremely important. The team brings hundreds of years of trial experience, plus multiple certified specialists in personal injury and wrongful death. Less than 1% of all lawyers in the Arizona bar have that certification, and that means they'll take care of you. So if you've had a serious injury, call the husband and wife law team first at 602-783-8841 or visit their website at the link in our show notes and tell them PHNX sent you. And Circle K, you know I love me some Circle K. I stopped there on my way home after our post-game show on Saturday to get myself a drink and a birthday treat, because that was my birthday after we left the Sun show. And I said, you know what, the best place for me to go is Circle K, because I'm a member of the Inner Circle. They're going to take care of me. And the way they take care of me, 79-cent Polar Pops, 99-cent Frosters, plus they have great deals on gas. I just got an email this morning that said if I stop in there 5 times before the end of December, I'm saving 30 cents off per gallon the next time I go in after those 5 visits. They take care of you like you are something special, because you are when you're a member of the Inner Circle. Join the Inner Circle today for free by downloading that Circle K app. Terms and conditions apply, like everything in life. At participating locations, make sure you go to circlek.com for more details. I got to tell you about our Cyber Monday sale going on here at PHNX. You like any of our gear? You want some of it? Guess what? You can save up to 90% off today with that, with the gear right now. You go to gophnx.com, click the merch link, and you're going to be able to save that. Plus, great Die Hard deal coming as well. 67% off becoming a diehard sports fan. That's only $26 for the first year, plus free t-shirt and merch discounts. Why would you not want to do it? Become a member, diehard member today. And real quick, now we'll go to Bo. He's waiting there. We'll get to the super chat after we talk to Bo Brack. Bo, how are you, my friend?
Comfortably numb, I guess, at this point, with the Arizona Cardinals dropping their second straight losing streak, as long as 3 this season, 3-9, 9 of 10, just comfortably numb. Absolutely. Happy Cyber Monday.
I feel like that could be how Jacoby Brissett is described too. After all that running and getting hit, he's probably comfortably numb this morning with with what he'd have to go through with that. Happy Cyber Monday to you as well. Can we expect any good deals for the Cardinals in the next few weeks, or are we basically at the point where you just kind of expect that 3 or 4 wins is where you net out, and we just start doing mock drafts right now?
Yeah, probably the latter. I think that we're just going to go the way of the band Titanic. I think that the coaching staff is just going to go down with this ship, and then we'll kind of reconvene on Black Monday and kind of figure out where they're going to go from there. I mean, I don't mean that in the sense that Jonathan Gannon, anything's changed as far as his status. Looks like he's going to be, to survive this potentially, Benjamin Albright doubling, tripling, almost 10 times betting down on this one, that Gannon's going to stick around, and we're hearing similar things, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to be changes to this coaching staff. And when you look at how they were out-coached, out-maneuvered, out-schemed yesterday in crucial moments, that time can't come soon enough for Cardinals fans.
Can you shed any light on why Jonathan Gannon, a coach that's 15-31,
Yeah.
is 3-9 in what was supposed to be a playoff contention year, has never been over 500, just had the team get bounced from the playoffs, the earliest they ever have in Arizona. His team set the franchise record for most turnovers in a game for a franchise that's been around since the 1800s. I mean, do I need to keep going on? Like, why is Jonathan Gannon it seemed to be all right with everything going on?
Yeah. No, look, I mean, obviously, recent history is telling you it's bad, right? Overall, just the 3 years in the regime, you look at it as a whole, it's bad. Outside of that nice little insanity run that this Cardinals team had before their bye week last year, where they were atop the NFC West standings at one point at 6-4 before collapsing at the end of the season. It's been kind of bookended by poor performance. And if you look at it as a whole, 15-31, just 3 divisional wins, probably staring down a winless divisional record this season. And they haven't won a game against a team over 500 in over 400 days. It's been just you can probably find a ton of statistics that prove and would point towards this team trending towards change. But I think just trying to wrap my head around it, trying to make sense of it, as far as the undertaking of the rebuild that they kind of inherited and they kind of were able to sell ownership on back in 2023 in that offseason. I think that 2023 is one of those seasons that you just kind of have to rip out of the record books. And we're looking at this as kind of year 2 of this thing. And next year is going to be the season that they're going to be heavily judged on, while this year they're kind of continuing to play off of that immense amount of grace.
I mean, in part, does this simply come down to they had a pass because they could say, Kyler wasn't our quarterback. This is a guy that we inherited, and you have to see us do this with our quarterback. I mean, in part because they can say, look at the numbers Jacoby Brissett's been able to put up. We can figure this out. I mean, is that part of this?
Yeah. I mean, the Brissett thing, you could just poke holes in that about as easily as possible. It's a very straw man argument. But as far as, just the quarterback conversation, or just how you would kind of use that as your ability to see a path forward as GM and head coach, despite, what's going to be probably 20 games under 500 at the end of their third season. Yeah, I think that's something that is very kind of in vogue and you can use. But the biggest question then becomes, Espo, is who's the quarterback after Kyler Murray? Is he going to be equipped to deal with the gauntlet that is the NFC West, in 2026, which is going to be a pivotal, potential playoffs or break season?
When you look at where this season is, I want to give some credit to Bam Knight and that running back group. I know there's a lot of negativity, but for as low down on the depth chart as they've had to go, I got to give them at least a little credit for busting some runs there. Is that kind of the small bright spot in what's been a very dark season so far?
I wouldn't say the running back room. I mean, it's nice to see like those individual kind of success stories. The fumble didn't help them yesterday, but overall, I mean, probably one of the more productive days they've gotten from a ball carrier was yesterday from Bam Knight, a guy who was an afterthought, kind of the last man in as far as the 53-man roster after the preseason. So yeah, that's a success story. I think, Trey McBride, who we're going to talk to later today, just continues to dominate in what used to be a position of futility in this organization, is now he's in the conversation, is the best tight end in the NFL. Now 14 straight games with 5 or more catches. He's got 3 games in a row of 8 or more catches. He found the end zone for the 7th time in the last 7 games. I mean, you can go on and on about Trey McBride. I think just kind of seeing downfield success, albeit mostly in garbage time, you're still seeing something you haven't seen for a long time. I mean, this is a team that is in the top of the league overall as far as completions, attempts. But, that comes with them chasing leads, it feels like, since Jacoby Brissett took over. So it's, you still are able to find some individual success stories, some silver linings. But overall, like you on a game by game basis, you find yourself continuing to find frustrations with this team.
Any update on Marvin Harrison Jr. and his foot after the game? It was obviously bothering him when he came back in after he had went to the sideline.
Yeah.
Any news on that front?
No, Marv just kind of said at his post-game locker yesterday he expects to get further evaluation on it. The heel, I think it seems to be one of those things where it's probably going to be a pain tolerance thing with him, and probably he's not going to be in a position where he can further injure it or aggravate it any more so. So it's just going to be a matter of like, can he play with it? And it's just going to be those, day by day. Does he miss this week? Hopefully not. But you have to appreciate, the second-year receiver after missing time because of the appendicitis and the surgery that he wanted to stay out there in a tight game, but just at the end of the day couldn't do it. But, yeah, I don't expect any news on Marv until Wednesday.
Do you think there's any chance that Drew Petzing makes it out of this season and into next season with this group? If Jonathan Gannon stays, I assume there's got to be some coaching staff changes, right?
Yeah, I think that I don't think that's going to be something where the issue is going to be forced. I think Jonathan Gannon, who's close to full autonomy as far as his coaching staff, and is shown to be loyal, to a fault with these guys, and with Drew Petzing kind of being the main guy there. I think that Gannon is going to understand that with him returning and the lack of confidence from the fan base and other, entities, like he's going to have to, after no doubt about it, failure season, heads are going to have to roll, and in significant heads. And it's not going to just be, hey, they're going to lay all the blame on Kyler Murray and scapegoat that in some capacity. I think he understands that, he's going to have to make a change at the offensive play caller. And Drew Petzing's contract is done after this year. So it makes it kind of set up for an easy break. But now it's like, can you learn from your mistakes? I think that the mistakes that were made is like, you trusted your guys too much, and you need some sort of veteran type of coach to come in and take over on that side of the football.
Bo, tell me something good. Doesn't have to be Cardinals related. Just tell me something good.
I mean, the Cyber Monday deals are great. I mean, you can become a diehard for $26. That's an all-time low. But I mean, the good thing is we're covering this team every day, win or lose, as ugly as it gets, and we're getting to kind of look at where there's light at the end of the tunnel. Like who could be the new offensive play caller? Who could be the new quarterback? Those are the conversations that we kind of turn to as things remain ugly within the season, which is 5 more games to go. But yeah, I mean, Trey McBride, I'll go back to him. It's just, he's an absolute beast, dog in every sense of the word. Over 800 yards receiving, 8 touchdowns, 80 catches, just an unbelievable performance. He's going to be probably right there, if doesn't break Jackie Smith's all-time tight end receiving records at the end of the year. So he remains kind of the outlier of the frustrations.
Well, I love that I said, tell me something good. And then you told me about an all-time low that I could get behind, the price of the Die Hard subscription. Right. He is Bo Brack. You can follow him at Bo Brack on the socials. You can also watch him today at 4:30 on PHNX Cardinals. Bo, appreciate you.
Espo, happy birthday, my man. Always love to join you, man. Let's do it next time.
We will talk to you next Monday. I want to go over and read one of our super chats because I appreciate you, the bias in the chat. Hit that like button. Become a subscriber club member if you haven't already yet. Shaft with the $5 super chat says, there's no doubt that Drew is not coming back, but if we lose out, it could cost JG his job. I'm basically looking forward to 26th season and a new QB. Does not sound like JG's going anywhere, and it does sound like he's going to have to be the one to make the call when it comes to Petzing. But as Bo said, he does. His contract is up. So one of our bias said, U of A beat ASU. That was good. I don't disagree. Mars says, need a Cyber Monday deal on a new offensive coordinator. I don't believe that those happen till the beginning of January, but you can get a good deal on them then as well. Big thank you to Deborah, RM, my wife Tracy, Hi Boy, and everybody else in the chat, all the biased. We do this because you show up on a daily basis here at 11 a.m. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about what may be a new stadium that's going up in Mesa for a particular team. You're not going to want to miss it as we welcome in Bram Resnick to talk about that and give us details on what it might be. Got to give a big thanks to the mustache behind the Mac, Shane Diefenbach. Appreciate him, as always, making everything happen. You can follow him at Shane Dief. You can follow the program at PHNX_sports. You can follow me at Espo. And remember, your time isn't infinite, so go make something good with it. Ahoy, hoy.
We all silly like the mayor.